Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. We have beaten Tottenham Hotspur a 1-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And that means that Arsenal have now beaten Tottenham in 3 years consecutively at their own ground. It is very, very interesting how Arsenal won this game, because if I show you the statistics, you won't be able to believe it. Arsenal had 36% ball possession. We only managed 281 passes in that game, and our passing accuracy was lower than usual. It was just 75%. So when you look at those statistics and then you compare them to what Arsenal is usually used to, in terms of passing accuracy, it is very, very low. We are used to 85, 87, around there. Ball possession, Arsenal, usually you're having 51% and above. We had 36 shots on target. We had 4. And I tell you, if you're Mikel Arteta out there, I think he's a very happy manager. He's a very satisfied manager. And I'm also at some point in time feeling this team has dug out a win that we didn't deserve to have. So if you look at the Tottenham Hotspur statistics on the other side, they had 15 shots on goal, 5 on target, 64% ball possession, 492 touches, 88% ball passing accuracy. You get the point. You get the picture. You get what I'm talking about. Spurs had every right to win this game, and Arsenal had no right to show up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium without our best players in midfield, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, and pick up 3 points and a clean sheet. There are a few things that I think we've got to talk about, especially Mikel Arteta, the way he sets up, but also the core of this team is about not conceding goals. So to put that into perspective, Arsenal have played 4 games this season. We have conceded 1 goal. And yes, it looks ugly, by the way. It really, really does look ugly, dropping points against Brighton. It looks ugly. I can't lie. It looks ugly. We were at home. We led the game. We should have won. But Arsenal have conceded just 1 goal this season in 4 games. We have kept 3 clean sheets. And it's crazy, like purely crazy. And again, we've got an upper hand on Liverpool, who have conceded just 1 as well, but they have already lost the game. So if you think about that, I think Mikel Arteta's idea has always been, even if we don't score many, even if we don't have an Erling Haaland, can we defend? Can we keep our defenses clean? Can we keep our home clean so that we don't concede a lot of goals? And therefore, the goals that we shall score on the other end actually count. And that is what we saw today. The goal that we scored count, right? It counted because we didn't concede. And of course, big up to David Raya. 2 fantastic saves from him in the first half once again to keep Arsenal in the game. So let's talk about it, shall we? Did you enjoy it? I didn't. I swear I didn't enjoy this game. It was tense. It was absolutely tense. The first 15 minutes, did anyone breathe? If you're an Arsenal fan, were you able to breathe within the first 15 minutes of that game? Tottenham Hotspur were all over us, within the first 15-20 minutes. Even in the second half, the first 15-20 minutes, it was crazy, really crazy. And I think the idea for Tottenham Hotspur, and why they lost this game as well, was, can we just go and throw everything, at Arsenal? I don't think they really had a clear plan on how to come and exploit the lack of Odegaard in Arsenal, the lack of Declan Rice in Arsenal. I think they just went. They don't have Rice and Odegaard, therefore they are vulnerable. Of course, we were vulnerable, but I didn't see a clear plan from Tottenham on how they wanted to win this game. On the other hand, for Arsenal, there was a clear plan. There was a very, very clear plan on how we wanted to win this game. Counter attacks. I think Gabriel Martinelli is really off form, and we need to do a video about it, because 2 good chances through on goal. 1 chance could have squared it for Saka. Could have been an easy tap in. The second chance could have finished it himself. On both occasions, he was very poor. But there was a strategy for Arsenal, and you could see we were waiting for us to sit back a little bit. And that's why the likes of Jorginho were very important. The likes of Jalen Timber were very important because they were meant to pass that ball. They were meant to play that ball in behind that Tottenham Hotspur defense. And we did it on a couple of occasions. Yes, we didn't score from it, but we did it on a couple of occasions. Raheem Sterling had a chance to shoot. He didn't. Martinelli had a couple of chances to shoot. He didn't. But you could see our plan. So for Tottenham, I don't think they had a clear plan, but they were all over us. 15 minutes in, I was sweating. I thought Spurs were going to baptize us with fire. Now, for me, the first half doesn't really have a lot of key moments apart from David Raya's save. And David Raya, this guy, the reason as actually we bought him might not have come out last season well. It has actually come out this season better because Raya makes 2 spectacular saves in the Aston Villa game. We keep a clean sheet and we win that game 2-0. Honestly, we are not deserving to pick up 3 points at the Villa Park. David Raya makes a spectacular save today against Tottenham Hotspur, keeps a clean sheet, and Arsenal are able to win. He keeps he makes spectacular saves for us to pick up a point against Brighton. And again, he did do a very good job against Wolverhampton Wanderers, although that was a little bit of, easy homework for Arsenal. So, for me, if you ask me the man of the match, I think the defense was very good. Saliba and Gabriel, fantastic. Jalen Timber, fantastic. They were really, really good. But I would still go with David Raya because for me, he keeps us in games lots of the time. And I think the things that Mikel Arteta said, the things you can see and the things you cannot see, I think we have just seen what Mikel Arteta referred to last season. So David Raya, for me, one of the standout performers, one of the players that have kept us in this game, like it or not. And yes, it was a little bit light work, right? But your goalkeeper's got to stay concentrated. He's got to stay on top of his game if you're going to be winning derbies like this away from home without your best players. Now, let's talk about Rice and Odegaard. Yes, they were not there, but the impact was there. So if you want to talk about the impact of those two, first and foremost, there it is, 36% ball possession, 4 shots only, actually 7 shots only on goal, and the passing accuracy was also very low at 75. We massively missed Rice and we massively missed Odegaard. I think the question I would love to ask you in the comment section, who did we miss more? According to the performance that you saw, did we miss Odegaard more? Did we miss Rice more? Because with Declan Rice, we played Jorginho there. And Jorginho, of course, this was his first game. He didn't really look fit to me. He didn't, give me that lightning performance. But you don't expect the same amount of energy, the same amount of transition, the same amount of legs, running up and down, giving you that kind of power in midfield. So I thought we missed Declan Rice's legs, we missed Declan Rice's energy, and his willingness to participate, his willingness to run, up and down. We missed that, right? But Odegaard, we missed more. Odegaard, we really missed more. And we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the win and why it's very important, right? But Martin Odegaard, this is a game where Arsenal were absolutely blunt. Like, even if we had Erling Haaland, he would not score today. Even if we had Robert Lewandowski, I don't think there were chances for your striker that he would have capitalized on. So if we count the chances, Gabriel Martinelli runs through and goal. I think that was in the first half, and he has to square it for Saka. He tries to go, for goal, and it's an easy save for Vicario. That is number one. Then again, I think still in the first half, we get a glorious chance, like really, really glorious chance, and I think it was Martinelli again, right? And again, no chance created there. Then in the second half, Raheem Sterling had a chance to shoot on goal, could have passed it, in my opinion. Maybe that would have been a better result. But there were not really chances in this game. And this is the reason why. So today we have seen the right-hand side work less, and we have utilized the right-hand side less than the left-hand side. If you remember my last video on this channel, I said that we might see Mikel Arteta create, we might see Mikel Arteta create connections on the left-hand side. That kind of symmetry that we see between Odegaard, Saka, and White, we might see it on the left-hand side, because without Odegaard, you don't get to create that symmetry, and he is irreplaceable. So what you do, can you get a player like Trossard or Alexander Zinchenko and create that same symmetry on the left-hand side? And we have seen it. Actually, the only reason as to why we didn't get a goal from either Trossard or Martinelli is because Martinelli is really off form. He's really off form. I can't believe he can't make a pass properly. I can't believe that he's like this. I mean, I don't know how he is in training, but we've got to work on him. He's one of the players that we have. He's one of the key performers we have in this team. We've got to work on him. But what I saw was Mikel Arteta understanding the importance of Martin Odegaard to this team, and Mikel Arteta understanding that we cannot replace Odegaard there just like that. We can't replace Martin like that. So what he did, played Trossard over on the left side, and Trossard was trying to create combinations with Martinelli and Jelen Timber, and it almost worked. So this is a chance for us to go and maybe create a working left-hand side, so that when Odegaard comes back, we have a working right-hand side and a working left-hand side. And I loved it. The goal. Big games like this, with or without Declan Rice, are always won with, I think, fine margins. Last season, when we were beating Tottenham Hotspur, we had 2 goals, 3-2. 2 goals from set pieces, right? 2 goals from set pieces. If you remember the 1-0 that we scored against Man City, again, a rough, ugly goal, fine margins. The same way we beat Liverpool, fine margins. The same way we beat Manchester United in the first leg, and in the second leg, 1 goal, fine margins. So the way we beat Tottenham Hotspur today doesn't matter. Actually, I would say I don't care if we can beat Man City next weekend like this, and we can beat another team, let's say Liverpool, like this. Because with or without Martin Odegaard, you're not going to have a lot of joy against a big team away from home. It's not going to be that easy, right? So you need the headers, you need the dead ball situations, you need your good guys in corners, and the header is perfect. The run is better. For me, Gabriel is so good, and he understands the penalty area very well. Because if you look at him before the ball arrives, he knows that Christian Romero is with him. And Christian Romero is a little bit perplexed with Gabriel Magalhaes. And the reasons why is most of the big guys in Arsenal, when it comes to double situations and corners, they run from the back post onto the front post. Gabriel Magalhaes, on this occasion, runs from the penalty. He runs from the middle of the box. So literally, he's changed the pattern. And Christian Romero is like, how do I deal with this? And I love Gabi because he's just gone and slowed his run a little bit, right? He runs towards goal and then he slows his run a little bit. And he allows Christian Romero to run past him. And the moment, as a defender, the moment you're defending a player who is behind you, you either clear the ball, or it's going to end up in the back of your net. Good goal, right? Now, this win is so important to us. One, it gives us that momentum to go and face Atalanta. It's going to be a Thursday game. And this is my problem. This is one of my problems, or maybe my problem actually, with the new UEFA Champions League format. I want to understand how it's okay, right? All of a sudden, how it's okay for us to play on Thursday in the UEFA Champions League. Like, make it make sense. So we're playing Atalanta, and that win will give us a lot of confidence because it means that we'll have Declan Rice, obviously, but it means that we will have we'll have more of our players coming back. And it means that we now know how to deal with the loss of Martin Odegaard. I mean, you can play Atalanta without Odegaard and win. I think psychologically, because it's a derby, it prepares us for the Manchester City game, which is an almost no-brainer. You've got to pick up a point. Manchester City, if they win, they will leave Arsenal by 5 points. We don't want that. So a draw or a result at the Etihad is a must. And I think this is a morale booster. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I'm telling you, Arsenal winning today was unexpected on my books. I had predicted a draw, but I had given Spurs the bigger percentage, the favor to win. And how, oh boy, how I was wrong about that. Anyway, we'll do the player ratings. We'll talk about the manager's words. We'll give you an update on the injuries, and the season continues.